Okay, welcome everyone. Good evening. Chapter 16, the divine and demonic natures. Before we go on, usually we will read some excerpt from Introduction to Bhagavad Gita as it is. So can we have a volunteer to read for us, please? Lata Mataji.
Mataji?
Yeah, would you like to read?
Can I read later, Mataji?
Okay, all right, no problem. Anybody ready to read? Roja Mataji? Is it? Can read, Mataji? Can see? Rasini? Who's ready? Nobody's ready? I'm ready. I'm ready since I'm ready since 1 o'clock. Okay.
All right. When Sanatana Goswami asked Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu about the Swarupa of every living being, the Lord replied that all Swarupa or constitutional position of the living being is the rendering of service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If we analyze this statement of Lord Chaitanya's, we can easily see that every living being is constantly engaged in rendering service to another living being. A living being serves another living beings in various capacities. By doing so, the living entity enjoys life. The lower animals serve human beings and servants serve their master. A serves B master, B serves C master, and C serves D master, and so on. Under these circumstances, we can see that one friend serves another friend. The mother serves the son, the wife serves the husband serves the wife, and so on. If we go on searching in this spirit, it will be seen that there is no exception in the society of living beings to the activity of service. The politician presents his manifesto for the public to convince them of his capacity for service. The voters therefore give the politician their valuable votes, thinking that he will render valuable service to society. The shopkeeper serves the customer and the artisan serves the capitalist. The capitalist serves the family and the families stay in the terms of the eternal capacity of the eternal living being. In this way, we can see that no living being is exempt from rendering service to other living beings, and therefore we can safely conclude that service is the constant companion of the living being, and that the rendering of service is the eternal religion of the living being. Hare Krishna.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. So what is the gist of this paragraph? Who can share? What is this paragraph about?
Living entities serving living entities.
Okay.
We must serve the Supreme Lord, but we living entity serve living entity.
Yes. So the natural condition of a spirit soul is to serve. So that is why we find we are always trying to serve somebody. Okay, so there's nobody in this world can say that I do not serve anyone. I am the boss and I don't have a boss above me. So they always say like that. So even if you want to dig and dig and dig, let's say somebody truly have no boss, who has no boss, you will find that he will be serving his senses. So ultimately, we will be serving something. If you don't have human being to serve, we will serve our pets, right? So that is the eternal religion of the living being, rendering of service. So that's why you always find pleasure in serving somebody, because that is the natural occupation of the spirit soul. Okay, so that is in another word, that is our constitutional position. A servant, we are being a servant. That is our constitutional position. We are serving our family, friends, to all living beings, serving to the society, community, country. Okay, So ultimately, because as a spirit soul, we are servant of the Supreme Lord. So that's why we are trying to find pleasure in serving everybody else. All right. So please prepare with your notes. Okay. And please remember this this paragraph, because later we will come to that. I will ask question. Okay. So we move on to the chapter today, the divine and demoniac natures. What was the title of the chapter 15?
Oh.
Did you all do revision?
The yoga of the supreme Lord, the supreme.
Yes, the supreme person, Purushottama Yoga. Purusha Uttama Yoga, the yoga of the supreme person. So the first section of the chapter, what did we learn about? We learned about something.
I just read the name.
Anybody else?
Breaking attachment to this material.
Okay, so before that, what was that? What did we learn? What was the first thing in the class? We learned about something. The upside down. What is that?
Oh, the
Banyan
banyan
tree.
tree.
Yeah, banyan tree. So what is it about? The banyan tree is, Krishna say that is an imperishable banyan tree in the spiritual world. So what we have now, this material world, is the inverted version of the spiritual world. Okay, so in the spiritual world, it is mentioned that the tree will have roots facing
downward.
Mm,
Then the material world is facing upward, reflection of the spiritual world.
Is it correct? Is it
Wrong.
correct?
Don't know.
Really?
Wrong.
In the spiritual world, the tree is facing upward or downward? Upward.
Spiritual.
Okay. Remember who was sitting on the root?
Sitting on the root.
Who is the root of the creation? Somebody must be. Somebody was sitting on the root. On the cry.
Krishna.
The name Krishna sitting on the root of the tree.
No. Krishna is standing above the person sitting on the root.
Oh,
Some Lord. Which Lord is that?
Lord, you mean Lord Brahma?
Yes, Lord Brahma. So from the bottom of the tree, you will see the beasts, animals. All right. When you go up, you will see human beings. And then you go up a bit more, you will see the devas, all the angelic people, all the good people. And then you go up furthermore, you will find Lord Brahma. Okay, so which means the more you advance towards the root, the more is the mode of goodness. The more you go down, then the more turns to passion and ignorance. Okay, so I understand that first. That is why I asked you all to read chapter 15. Okay, so as you go out, you will find the root. So above Lord Brahma is the Supreme Lord Krishna. See, this is the picture. Okay, see, so down here you have these reptiles and the crawling things, even the animals. If you look at it carefully, the lowest animal is the aquatics, and then you go up reptiles, amphibians, and then you go to the bees, okay, and then cow, right? These are all different branches on the tree. Okay, as you go up, you will find all the divine natured people here at the top here, and then you will find Lord Brahma here. So above this is Goloka. Okay, so now we're going to look at the tree in the material world, the upside down. Actually, Krishna said this is the how the actual tree should look like in spiritual world. But what we have here is the root going down and the branch is going up. Okay, so now do you remember this picture?
Yeah.
Okay. So first we learned about the leaves. What about the leaves? The leaf is the most attractive thing in the on a tree. All right. So similarly, what is very attractive in this world? Enjoyment. Okay. We are enjoying. All right. And then we go to the branches. So how are these activity is nourished? It is nourished by 3 modes of material nature. Okay. And how do we derive the enjoyment? We use our senses to enjoy things. So this is represented by the twigs. So when you have enjoyment, you have your activities nourished by the 3 modes of material nature, goodness, passion, and ignorance. And then you have your senses to enjoy the activities. What do we get?
Fruits.
Yes,
Bondage.
fruits are the results of our
Okay.
activities. Okay, very good. So when we have all this thing going on in a cycle, on and on and on perpetually, what happens to this root here? The root,
Born to the fruitive activities.
very good. It's bound to the fruity activities because you like it. So you want to remain here. So like that, the root will go deeper and deeper and deeper into the ground until you don't know where it's going to end. Such is the result of the enjoyment in this material world. Okay, so the roots bound to the fruitive activities. So what do we do? So imagine this is the material world. Okay, the tree is representing our material world. So what we should do, the attachment is so strong here. What do we do? What we do to cut down this strongly rooted tree? How do you cut down a tree?
Use the X
Detachment.
this and we use knowledge to detach.
Okay, very good already. So I don't have to suspense lah. Very good. Thank you, Lata Mataji. Right, with the weapon of detachment. What is, how do we sharpen that weapon of detachment? Through knowledge. Wow, Lata Mataji, very good. Very good. Sharpen with knowledge.
Knowledge.
How do we do that? How do we do that? How do we sharpen our detachment with knowledge? So you have knowledge, you know you have to use knowledge to accelerate that detachment, but how do you do that? Very easy.
Surrender
Knowledge. Try to relate to knowledge.
knowledge. Utilize the knowledge.
Oh, we just read the scriptures, right? We read the scriptures. What is the alternative? What are you all doing now? What are we doing now? Right? Reading scriptures is an example of devotional service. Anything else other than reading scriptures? How do we acquire knowledge? What is the first devotional service? Yes, listening, Sravanam. We are all doing that. Why are we forgetting the basics? Always go back to the basics. Always go back to the basics. You will remain grounded. Okay, Shravanam, very good. Okay, so I'm going to recap a little bit the past couple of chapters that we covered. All right. So chapter 13. Who remembers the title? We did chapter 13 in 2 days. That means that's how deep the knowledge in chapter 13 is, and it's very technical. And you all passed with flying colors for all the questions that I asked that 2 days. Chapter 13. What can you remember from there? What is the title? Let's start with the title. So do you have Bhagavad Gita in your hand every time to this class? I recommend you all to bring Bhagavad Gita. So you can quickly flip the page and tell me the answers.
Yes, 13. I enter into each planet.
No. Chapter 13.
Nature, the enjoyer, and the consciousness.
What did we learn there? There were 6 things, right? Do you all remember what are those things? the feel, the knower. So this from that chapter, you know.
Knowledge.
So what are the 6 things? Can you all remember? We did not too long ago.
Is it
The body, right? The feel, the knower of the feel. So there are 2 knowers, spirit soul and supreme soul. After that,
about
knowledge, object of
Prakriti.
knowledge, yes, prakriti,
Purusa?
purusha. Okay, so we have 6 there. Okay, so don't worry about it. Okay, so try to revise that. I just want to just refresh your mind a little bit. So in this chapter, we learn about soul versus super soul, and that understanding this knowledge is the way to liberation. Okay, so this is where people who wants to go on the spiritual path, they have this option of going towards bhakti through jnana yoga. So that is why it's full of knowledge. Okay, some technicalities are there. Next, chapter 14. What was in chapter 14? When you say nature, what is it closely related to?
Nature. 3 modes of material nature.
Very good. 3 modes of material nature. So ultimately, we want to move towards which mode?
To goodness.
Yes. So we try to use our discrimination, discretion to avoid the mode of passion and ignorance. Okay, we take the turn towards mode of goodness. And then we went to chapter 15. So in chapter 15, Krishna talked about the banyan tree. Okay, and then so why it's really, I told you all to revise, is because it's closely related to this banyan tree. Sorry about this picture is blocking that. So chapter 15, Krishna talked about the imperishable banyan tree with the roots upward and the branches down. Okay, so remember I mentioned to you, as you go up, the mode will change from ignorance to passion to
Goodness.
goodness. Very good. I hope everybody is listening. Okay, so please try to avoid distractions from your phone and your surroundings, and please give me your attention, please. Okay, all right. So now we're moving to chapter 16. I would like to show you that this tree generally split into 2 sections. Okay, thank you, Lata Mataji. All right, so what do you think go here? So we have 2 sections, right? Divine nature and demonic nature. So tell me, what nature goes up here? The top part of the tree, towards the root. Which nature?
Passion.
What is the chapter of this topic today? What is the title of the chapter today?
The divine and the demonic natures.
Yes, very good. So based on the explanation that I gave, which nature will go here?
Divine.
The
Divine.
divine nature.
Right. So the lower part here?
The demonic nature.
Demonic. So if you can see this, somebody is murdering here. Okay,
Yeah.
if you can zoom, you're murdering here. So that's demonic. Okay, so understand now that is why Krishna spoke about this tree. So you can split. The more, the further you go up. Yes, very good. Nasini Mataji, Lata Mataji, thank you. Further you go up, you are moving towards the mode of goodness. Okay, all right. Baru masuk chapter 16. Those are opening, okay, but it's very important. Okay, let's have somebody to read this. Fast.
Okay, I'll read Mataji.
Okay.
Okay. Those who possess demonic qualities and who live whimsically without following the regulations of scriptures attain lower births and further material bondage. But those who possess divine qualities and live regulated lives, abiding by spiritual authority, gradually attain spiritual perfection.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. So this is the difference between those who possess demonic qualities and possess divine qualities. So demonic doesn't mean you become a demon, literally, all right? It's about having demonic qualities, all right? So chapter 16 is going to talk about the divine qualities that going to elevate one on the tree and lead ultimately to liberation. So always have this vision of this upside down tree and the root is going up towards more of goodness. All right. Chapter 16 also explains the demonic qualities and the mentality which drives one lower on the tree and ultimately to hell. One is going up, one is going down. So that is how our planetary system is designed, isn't it? We are in the middle, at Earth system, Earth planetary system. So if you go up, you have all those divine qualities planets. If you go down, then you have demonic quality planet. That's why we call higher planetary system and lower planetary system. We are in the middle planetary system. Okay, demonic qualities and divine qualities. So here Krishna is going to talk about the divine nature first. If you see in this chapter 16, Krishna will spend more time on speaking about demonic qualities. Divine qualities Krishna is going to talk for a while only. Okay, all right. So can we have somebody? Yes, Mataji. Yeah, later I will come to that. Right at towards the end we will come back. Okay.
I did, Mataji.
Yes, thank you, Mataji. Go on.
Fearlessness, purification of one's existence, cultivation of spiritual knowledge, charity, self-control, performance of sacrifice, study of the Vedas, austerity, simplicity, non-violence, truthfulness, freedom from anger, renunciation, tranquility, aversion to fault-finding, compassion for all living entities, freedom from covetousness, gentleness, modesty, steady determination, vigor, forgiveness, fortitude, cleanliness, and freedom from envy and from the passion for honor. These transcendental qualities, O son of Bharata, belong to godly men endowed with divine nature.
Okay, thank you. So this, if you count all this, coming up to 26 qualities. Okay, so we will try to put that in table format, and basically this 26 qualities, right? You can see some qualities more prominent in certain ashramas. Okay, so there are 4 ashramas. Who knows what are the 4 ashramas?
Means Atta.
Sorry, Mataji. The Brahmachari, Grahastha, Vanaprastha.
Gahasta, that one.
Yes, yes. Do you know all the 4 ashramas?
Brahmachari.
Yes. First is Brahmachari. Second is
Gahasta.
Grahastha, correct. Number 3,
Third is
Vanaprastha.
then the fourth is the Sudras. I forgot already.
No, that is Varna. Varna
Varna.
and Ashrama, they are different. What are Varnas? Okay, let's recap a bit. What are Varnas? Who can give me what are the Varnas? There are 4. Let's go from the top. Varna and Ashrama, 2 different things. This we learn in Sajara also in secondary school, right? Okay, the top is Brahmana. Very good. Next, below Brahmana,
Kshatriya.
Kshatriya. Very good.
Satriya.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Rasini Mataji. Keep writing that. Okay, Vaishya. Who's the last one?
Vaishya. Sannyasi.
Sudra. Okay, so we have Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. These are Varnas. Okay, these are the different classes of men based on their modes of nature and their occupation. Form 4, is it Form 4? I think it's younger. We are younger, right? Form 3, is it? Okay, I believe your memory is more fresh. Okay, this is 4 Varnas. Okay, this is different. Then we have 4 ashramas. The ashramas start with Brahmacharya Celibacy. So at this ashrama in the Vedic system, all the boys will go to Gurukul. All the boys will be trained under a guru. They will practice celibacy until a certain age. Okay, for those who wants to get married, they will enter a marriage stage. It's called Grihastha Ashrama. Okay, like this. All right. For those who's not going to get married, they will remain Brahmacharya under the guru and they will go on learning. Okay, celibacy means no relationship with any females. All right, so that is Brahmacharya for guys. Brahmachari means for ladies. Okay, so after a man, he gets married, he gets old, his children are grown up, he will the old style is that he will leave the wife under the care of the grown up sons, and he will go on spiritual journey to seek guru to dedicate his life in God realization. So that is provided he has given all the facilities for the family. Okay, he cannot just give up and go, that will be sinful. All right, so he will enter a ashrama called Vanaprastha. Vanaprastha, basically a person who's going place to place. You know, they will visit the holy places. So this is Vanaprastha. So usually a man will do after he settles with his life. Okay, so when a person takes up spiritual life seriously, he will give up everything. All right, and he will take sannyasa ashrama. Okay, these are the 4 ashramas. So now you are clear, there are 4 varnas and 4 ashramas, so you can write that down so you know the difference. Okay, so usually I will write down because that's how my memory will stick in my mind. All right, so to stick it, to strengthen, to reinforce your memory, you have to repeat it to somebody, then you'll remember. Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasa. So why I'm mentioning these 4 ashrama is because it is explained that these qualities are more prominent in certain ashramas. Okay, and some you don't really see in other ashramas. So we will see that. All right. Okay, so for a sannyasi, okay, a sannyasi, he has actually renounced everything. He's a renounced, this is called renounced order of life. So when he wants to take a renounced order of life, he has to be fearless. So all these qualities coming from here: fearless, purification, one existence. So we are just dissecting that now. So in sannyasa ashrama, like our gurus, they are very fearless. Okay, so they just, because they have to go and preach to people. Okay, sometimes our Guru Maharaj goes to a war prone area like Russia. They go to place like China, where spiritual activity, if they got to know, if the government gets to know, they will take drastic action on these preachers. So there were times our Guru Maharaj had to enter prison also. So this all had happened. And sometimes people will be attacking them, you know. So they have to be fearless because they surrender to the Lord, like Prahlad surrenders to the Lord. All right, I see here, it is mentioned here, complete dependence on Lord's mercy. Okay, sannyasi also has to lead a life that he's purified, that his existence is purified. So this is also coming from here. Okay, so instead of me switching back and forth, you can open your book and you can refer, right? We are going one by one. Purification of one's existence. This quality is prominent in the sannyasi ashram. Why? Because he's strictly following rules and regulations, especially forbidden intimate association with women. So this leads to purification. Purity is the force. To preach, one has to have purity. If not, the purity will not take effect. Okay. Next is cultivation of knowledge, also prominent in the ashrama of sannyasa, because he gives knowledge to householders. Like I'm a householder, okay, Yashoda Priya Mataji is a householder, so our Guru Maharaj gives us advice. Okay. And then we go to Grihastha. This quality, charity, is prominent in the ashrama of Grihastha because as a family people, we all are working. So we have some modes of income, okay, some sources of income. So instead of keeping the income for ourselves, you know, being selfish, what is encouraged for Vaishnavas is that we need to donate or do charity for those who are less privileged. We cook and distribute prasadam, or we donate in various ways to assist work in Krishna consciousness. So this quality is prominent in Grihastha ashram. Okay, in the mode of goodness means, okay, doing charity in the mode of goodness means you are doing charity to the right place, at the right time, to the right person. So you cannot say that I have given charity to somebody and I don't know where the money has gone to. So this is not the right mode. You need to know where the money is going, for what purpose the money is being utilized for, and who are you giving and when are you giving. So all this is good to be aware of. This one we will cover in chapter 17 in detail. All right. Self-control, the next quality is it should be practiced by all the ashrama. Self-control should be in everybody. Okay, so for example, sex life should be used for propagating KC. KC means Krishna conscious children. Okay, so Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita chapter, if I'm not mistaken, chapters in Bhagavad Gita, I'm not sure which chapter, I forgot already. He says, I am the sex life which does not deviate from religious principles. Okay, which means having relationship to have Krishna conscious children. That means you have children and you, it's not about just conceiving children, but to raise them as spirit, God conscious children. So that is the responsibility. Okay, sacrifice. Sacrifice is present in Grahastha ashram, where we perform Sankirtan for this age. Okay, we do that. Actually, that is the easiest Sankirtan. This is the easiest sacrifice. Okay, you don't have to spend money for this. All right. Studies. Studies usually prominent in the ashrama of Brahmacharya, because this is what they do when they were young under the guidance of Guru. They read scriptures, they memorize mantras. Okay. So when by the time they grow up, they will be able to start teaching, or they'll be able to do the homas and sacrifice. And these are the people, they go from house to houses to perform sacrifices in the Grihasthas houses. Okay. So engagement of mind in the study of Vedic literature. So if you see lots of gurukuls in India, they send their children not to preschool in the Vedic times. They don't send to Montessori or play school. They send to Gurukul, where they learn the Sanskrit mantras. And the research also shown that learning Sanskrit mantras when you are very young has a very good long-term benefit. Like it gives you very good memory power, brain power. Okay. Next, austerity. Austerity should be present in all the ashramas. Austerity should be on the mind, body, and tongue. This will be elaborated in chapter 17. Simplicity. Simplicity means it's like this. It is mentioned like simplicity means you are presenting a truth which is in a way not disturbing somebody. So that is called simplicity. You are not fearful to present the truth, thinking that, oh, the person might get offended. No, simplicity means how you present the truth to somebody else. So it should be straightforward. Okay. Non-violence, of course, it should be present in all the ashramas, not disturbing the progressive life of any living entity, because especially these animals, right? Like I said, they are going from lower species to higher species, and they will be turning into human being. And during their human life, they will cultivate God consciousness, and that is how they go back to the spiritual world. That is a process that has been set by the Lord. But what happens is that human being, when they slaughter animals, all right, the animal has to come back again and repeat the circle. So you are actually checking their progress. So that's why it is called sin. All right. It's cruelty, and also because you're disturbing their progress. So we don't want to do that. Okay. So not checking progressive life of any living entity. Truthfulness, not to distort the truth for some personal interest. So for example, we have Bhagavad Gita, very famous book. It is the most interpreted book in so many languages, because there is a lot of information and wisdom in Bhagavad Gita. But what people do is they present their idea using the words of Krishna. So it's distorted, it's misinterpreted. Okay. Freedom from anger should be present in everybody. Even if there is provocation, one should be tolerant. Anger is a product of passion and lust. This one also we'll slightly touch later. This is actually in chapter 13, 3 gates to hell. Okay. Renunciation means use things properly in Krishna's service. So renunciation means I don't want anything. I want to go to the cave. I want to go to the mountain, and I want to be renunciate. It's not that. Renunciation means you have everything around you, like I have my phone, my laptop, my thumb drive, my external drive, it's everything. But everything I use in the service of my Gurudev or my classes and my spiritual activities. So this is what Prabhupada also said. He was giving example of the dictaphone. You know, dictaphone means he will record. Sometimes Prabhupada types out the books. Sometimes he just speaks to the recorder, and the recorder will be, the recording will be saved, and the disciple will type out the information. So he never felt disgusted about this technology, but he said technology used in Krishna consciousness is also renunciation. Okay, so that's how we are purifying our existence, using things properly in Krishna's service. Tranquility should be present in everybody for us to be peaceful and equipoised. Okay, so I don't think I can go through everything, but I'm going to give this in your PDF. So if you have any questions on this, then you can ask me. Okay, so moving to text 4. So can you see only one verse Krishna spoke about? You see, this whole thing is from text 1 to text 3 is summarized here. Okay, even Bhagavad Gita also, it has like this only. And then after that, Krishna is going to the demonic nature already. For the rest of the chapter, Krishna is going to talk about demonic nature. Okay, so it's very important to understand this so that we don't be this. All right, so probably that's why Krishna gave more information on this. Okay, can we have somebody to read quickly for us?
Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Those pride, arrogance, conceit, anger, harshness, and ignorance, these qualities belong to those of demoniac nature. O son of Partha.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Okay, so can you see how many qualities here in this verse? 1, pride. 2, arrogance. 3, conceit. 4, anger. 5, harshness. 6, ignorance. These are all demonic qualities, my dear friends and Matajis. So how to remember this? Remember this acronym. Apache. So you can write that down also.
Okay.
A is arrogance. P is pride. A is anger. C is conceit. H is harshness. I is ignorance. These are all demonic qualities. Okay, so these are all the royal road to hell, highway to hell. Okay, so this is the highway to hell. Okay, so this acronym will help us to remember what are the qualities that will take us to hell. Okay, arrogance, pride, anger, conceit, harsh speech, ignorance. So we always keep check on us whether whenever these qualities try to crop up in our life. So we have to be cautious. Okay, so it's a very good knowledge that we are getting in this chapter. Anger is number 1. It's very easy to get angry, isn't it? Yeah, but that's a symptom of Kali, right? People get disturbed, people get anxious, people get angry very fast. Basically, that's a symptom of Kali, getting disturbed very fast. It's very difficult to feel peaceful because a lot of activity that we are doing is in the mode of passion and ignorance. So it's very difficult, but we can always make a choice. Okay. All right. So next is, yeah, I think that's about it. Let's move on to point 5. So Krishna continues talking about the qualities of demonic nature. Anybody would like to read? This is about destiny. Yeah? What happens to people in the divine nature and the demonic nature? What happens to them? Destinasi. Daivi sampad vimokshaya nibandasya surimata ma shucha sampadam daivim abhijatoshi pandava.
I'll read, Mataji.
Yes.
The transcendental qualities are conducive to liberation, whereas the demoniac qualities makes for bondage. Do not worry, O son of Pandu, for you are born with the divine qualities.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. So try to bring the visual of the tree again to your mind, and you will see that the transcendental qualities are conducive to liberation. You are moving towards the root of the tree. So these are divine qualities. And then as you go down, the demonic qualities cause you towards bondage, leads you towards bondage, causing bondage. All right. But Krishna is assuring Arjuna, don't worry, Arjuna, you are born with the divine quality. So Arjuna no need to be worried that, oh, I'm going to kill so many people. Is it, destructive? Because he needs anger to fight. You need anger to fight. You need anger to defend yourself. So it is said in the scripture that the only time you should be using anger is to defend yourself. Because when you want to defend yourself, you need anger. So this is where the anger is being utilized properly. Or the way the Hanuman utilized his anger to burn Lanka when he was attacked by the Ravan's soldier lighting up his tail. So he needed anger to do that. Okay, so Arjuna also needed anger to go for the war. Okay, you can't go smiling and kill people, right? So despite all that, Krishna is telling, don't worry, son of Pandu, you are born with the divine qualities. Okay, so next, two kinds of created beings, divine and demoniac. There is nothing in between. I'm a little bit divine and a little bit demoniac. There's nothing in between. It's either you are divine or either your certain qualities are divine or your qualities are demoniac. It's only that. All right. So can we have somebody to read?
Shall read, Mataji?
Okay.
Okay. O son of Pata, in this world, there are two kinds of created beings. One is called divine and the other is demonic. I have already explained to you at length the divine qualities. Now hear from me of the demonic.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. So earlier Krishna already given a trailer of it, Apache. He already given. What are these, Apache?
Anger,
Anger.
arrogance,
Okay.
conceit, harshness, and then I.
Okay. Okay, let's try somebody. Okay. Roja Mataji, can you repeat the 6 demoniac qualities?
Pride,
Okay, start with A, Mataji. I think it's easier.
from A, Mataji, is it arrogance,
Yes.
pride,
Yes.
anger,
Yes.
then conceit, is it?
Conceit. Yes.
Okay, then harshness,
Yes.
then ignorance.
Very good. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, so that's the 6 qualities. Okay. All right. So now hear from me of the demonic. Okay, so we recall already, yeah? Okay, next. We are going to text 7. So now Krishna is going to explain a little bit more on the demonic qualities. Can we have somebody to read, please? Pravritim cha nivritim cha janana vidura suraha na saucham na pichacharo na satyam teshu vidyate.
Mataji,
Yes, please, Mataji.
those who are demoniac do not know what is to be done and what is not to be done. Neither cleanliness nor proper behavior nor truth is found in them.
Yes, okay. So this, thank you, Mataji. So this verse established the demoniac nature. Okay, of course, those are the 6 qualities, but what do these demonic quality people they do? Right, this is a very clear description of the demonic nature. They don't know what to be done and they don't know what not to be done. So because of that, they commit a lot of sinful activities because they feel like it's right to do this, it's okay to do this, or it's not okay to do this, simply whimsically. Okay, they will decide. So they just go on doing these actions and resulting in a lot of sinful activities. Okay, so because people think, oh, this is so delicious, so they slaughter animals and they eat, right? Because they don't know what need to be done, what need not to be done. And then they drink alcohol, take drugs because they feel good, all right? But they don't know in truth that it is not good. It only brings you destruction, all right? If they don't think They will do all sort of activities. They don't give importance. Also, they don't give importance to cleanliness. Okay, and having said that, their behavior also not civilized. All right, and oftentimes they don't speak the truth. Okay, so what are the points you can find here? They don't know what is to be done, what is not to be done. They don't keep up with the cleanliness, and they don't have good behavior. Okay, so these are the 4 points that you can get from here. Point 7, demonic nature. So this is very important here, right? So these very general qualities of a person of demonic nature. They can speak philosophy, don't get deceived, by them. But this is only to satisfy their demonic nature. All right. Okay, let's jump to 13. Continues. Who wants to read? It's a little long. Who wants to read? And when you read, try to understand when you read. All right, so that I don't have to read all over again. Okay, so when you read, we all want to understand, and you read with full of awareness. So who can read for us, please? Indecisive? No, they make wrong decision. That's what it means. Okay. Okay, let's have somebody to read this, please.
Mataji, it's a bit blur, Mataji.
Yes,
Yeah.
Who can see? If you're using computer, you can, it will be more visually, it will be better visually.
Can see Mataji.
Okay, let me read. The demoniac person thinks, okay, if you have Bhagavad Gita, please open that. Who can open that for me, please? I want you all to read. I don't want to read. Bhagavad Gita, anybody in your hand? Jay Mataji? Today you've been
Mataji, I
quiet.
can.
Okay.
Okay.
The demoniac person thinks, so much wealth do I have today, and I will gain more according to my skills. So much is mine now, and it will increase in the future, more and more. He is my enemy, and I have killed him, and my other enemies will also be killed. I'm the Lord of everything. I'm the Messiah. I'm perfect, powerful, and happy. I'm the richest man surrounded by aristocratic relatives. There is none so powerful and happy as I am. I shall perform sacrifices, I shall give some charity, and thus I shall rejoice. In this way, such persons are deluded by ignorance. Hare Krishna.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Mataji. So, see that picture at the side here? These are the classic demons, very well known in the scriptures. Who are these people? Duryodhana, Ravana. And we also have demons like Kamsa, Hiranyakashipu. Okay, but in Kali Yuga, we don't really see Ravana with 10 heads. We don't see Hiranyakashipu. We don't see Kamsa or Duryodhana. But we have people of the same mentality, attacking here, attacking there. Okay, so we have these mentalities are here. All right, so we can understand from this verse that how the demonic people have very strong material desires. What is it all about here in this verse? What do they want? Can you tell me 2 words what a demonic people would want from here, from this verse? Just point out 2 things what a demonic person wants in life.
They want power.
Very good. They want power. What else?
They want happiness.
Okay, everybody wants happiness. All right, so it's not very bad to ask for happiness. What else they want? They have very strong material desire to get power and
Rich.
sorry.
Rich.
Yes, very good, Mataji. You got the point. Power and wealth. They want these 2 things. So no matter what, at any cost, they want to achieve this. I have more money now. I have some money now. I want more money now. I'm going to kill him because he's on my way, and I'm going to kill more people in future. All right, so that like that, they will feel like I am the controller. I'm very powerful. I'm the most rich. All right, anybody who disturbs his activities, that's it, kill, bomb, put cement and close the case. You know, like that. All right, so they don't want anybody to stand on their way. Okay, he thinks everything is happening under his direction, and he thinks everything belongs to him and only for his enjoyment. Okay, he will think that it doesn't matter what qualities he has, he will think that he's perfect. Okay, I'm powerful, I'm happy, I'm enjoying my wealth and my power. Okay, and he thinks that nobody is equal to me and I am the greatest. So these are all the mentality of a demoniac person. So when we have these kind of qualities, that means we have that demoniac qualities in us too. All right, and this is all the product of which nature? Which mode of nature?
Passion.
And look at that verse. What is the last word there?
Ignorant.
Ignorance.
Ignorance. A person can be super intelligent, but among the four people who do not surrender to the Supreme Lord, who the last one? One of them, knowledge stolen by illusion. So just because a person has very high class knowledge and very high level of knowledge, all right, it doesn't mean they know everything, or it doesn't mean they are wise. All right, because their knowledge has been stolen by illusion that they are powerful, that they are the controller, that they are the greatest. So this is all illusion. They think they are all these things. Actually, they are not. So this is called knowledge stolen by illusion. Mayaya jnana partha. Okay. Right. This is the nature of the mode of passion and ignorance. So we have to be careful when we realize that we are in the mode of passion and ignorance, because we're going to come back to this earthly kingdom. We're going to take a human body again. If you are lucky, if you are not lucky, then we're going to take animal body. So when we are put in animal body, then you are on automatic progressive. All right, you have no control of over your life. Okay, how the wind takes you, that's how you're going to progress. If somebody slaughter you, you have to come back again. So the cycle will repeat until you achieve human birth. So right, this is the nature of mode of ignorance. Mode of ignorance means one has demoniac qualities. Okay, so we have demoniac personalities in scriptures. We have a personality like who is this person? Ravan, yes. Ravan had everything in the world, you know. He is very well versed in Vedic knowledge. He's a wonderful Veena player. And I think the 10 heads, right? The 10 heads, each head represents something, some very great qualities of him. And so much so that people are actually adoring him. You know, I feel so sad when even Indians, they start adoring, oh, Ravana is such a great talented person, or he's such a, you know, wise person, and the history has portrayed him as a bad person. I mean, how far can you go, all right, when you have all the righteous qualities, if you you have a desire over somebody else's property? Right, and that he wanted the consort of the Lord also. Okay, and he had a lot of queen, which is norm for those time kings to have many queens, but he asked for more. All right, he was knowledgeable, but this is the kind of person that I mentioned, knowledge stolen by illusion, maya aparta jnana. Okay, so we also may have these qualities. We will think that we are imperfect. I can find 100 faults in others. I can do many mistakes, but nobody can say anything about it. All right, so these are the demonic qualities which we have to put a stop to. Okay, some of us, um, we may have these qualities. All right, so we don't want that we have knowledge but we are not putting into good use. So it's become fashionable for people to adore Ravan. So they don't know that whatever it is, whatever qualities you have, if you fail one, that means it's a fail, right? You are considered an aggressor. So in the scripture it is mentioned there are 6 kind of aggressor, and they are worthy to be killed. One who set fire to somebody else's house, one who steal somebody else's wealth or land, somebody steals another person's wife. So like this, there are 6 kind of aggressors, and it's nothing wrong to. Yes, Mataji, it's time to realize and correct ourselves. So this is the benefit of this knowledge, because we can analyze ourselves. All right, so like this, there are 6 kind of aggressors, and they are worthy to be killed. And that is why this is also another reason why Krishna asked Arjuna to launch or kill the opposite party, because they were aggressors. Duryodhana actually wanted to set fire on the Pandavas' house, and Duryodhana has taken the wealth and all the land of the Pandavas in a very unfair way. It's not fair. What has happened is not fair. Okay, they cheated in the game and they have taken all the property of the Pandava. So they are called aggressors. There's nothing wrong to kill them. Okay, so these are the certain information we can find in the scriptures that we can destroy people who cause this harm to us. Okay, so but if we do not follow the scriptures and we act whimsically, then that is demoniac. So that is not following the the principles of religion. Okay, so after Ravan, we have this example. Who is this? Who is this?
Nashima.
Hiranyakashipu.
Yeah, Hiranyakashipu. Narsingha came to kill Hiranyakashipu, Mataji. No, this is not Narsingha. But of course, it looked like Narsingha is, tearing the abdomen, right? So it's not. This is Hiranyakashipu. He's very angry with his son because the son refused to worship him. Okay, so this is a typical example of a mood of demon that he thinks that he is God. All right. So this is another example, and this is Duryodhana. So why Duryodhana is bad? Because in Garga Samhita, he is explained as an expansion of Kali, the Kali Purusha. All right. So he is very close to Lord Balaram. Torturing, yeah, he's torturing Prahlad. Right? Duryodhana is very close to Lord Balaram. Okay. But in real, he is not very sincere. He's not a sincere student of Lord Balaram. So that is another demoniac quality a person can have. He showing themselves as a very great disciple of a guru, but inside they are not seeking the prema from the guru. This is just to get name and fame only. Oh, I'm close to this person. This is a show off. So this is a demoniac qualities. Okay, and he had his own agenda that he wants to defeat the Pandavas, and he refused to listen to Lord Krishna when Lord Krishna went as a peace ambassador. So that itself, you can see already that he doesn't have a divine quality. He went against them. Okay, so all right, so we may not be great demons like these personalities that I have shown, but we are little demons. Okay, that we have to know. Sometimes we call that we are fighting our own demons. We say that, right? Because there is divine qualities and demonic qualities in us, and one always wants to become superior to another. So the battle is always go on. Within everyone, we have some good quality and some demonic qualities. There is a bad wolf and there is a good wolf. So it is up to us entirely which wolf we want to feed. You want to feed the good wolf with divine qualities, or you want to feed the bad wolf with demoniac qualities. Okay, so what we should do is we feed the good wolf with the divine qualities and starve the bad wolf. So eventually the bad wolf will die off. So we have a choice to make. Okay, good wolf and bad wolf. All right. So 19 to 20, somebody can read for us. Fate of the demoniac nature. What happens to this kind of people?
I read, Mataji.
Okay.
Those who are envious and mischievous, who are the lowest among men, I perpetually cast into the ocean of material existence into various demoniac species of life, attaining repeated birth among the species of demonic life. O son of Kunti, such persons can never approach me. Gradually, they sink down to the most abominable type of existence.
Right. Thank you, Mataji. So this is the fate. This is also about envy. Yes. Yes, Mataji. Did I mention about Duryodhana? Duryodhana is an envious personified. Envy personified. He's always envy about Krishna. So that is one demonic quality that Duryodhana has. And then if you look at Sisupala, Sisupala is also envious of Krishna. Remember, Krishna gives, if you remember the story that I've said, Sisupala is actually a distant cousin to Krishna, but the mother requested to Krishna saying that I know Sisupala is a very bad boy, but please try to forgive his offenses, up to 100 offenses. So if he reach 100, then you can kill him, but please give him a chance, like that. So like that, Sisupala will be offending Krishna so many times. Finally, during a Rajasuya sacrifice, a huge festival, Sisupala will keep throwing words on Krishna. So Krishna will keep counting, 1, 2, 3, 4, counting. When the moment he reach 100, Krishna will release his chakra and he will sever his Sisupala's head. So Sisupala will be always thinking about Krishna. Kamsa also will be thinking about Krishna, but they are not thinking about Krishna in a not in a friendly mode. So in an envious mode. So this is demoniac qualities also. So envy. Okay. All right. So about this verse, right? This is about Krishna describing the results of people who are full with the mode of passion and ignorance. Yeah, it's a very nice story, actually, Sisupala's story. Okay, so such people, okay, the first point here, okay, this kind of people, despite having a human body, right, they have demonic mentality. So what happens is that they will get a body of an animal in a jungle. Okay, so the point 2 is Lord Krishna said they will take birth in such bodies again and again. And because they don't want to be a civilized human being and they don't want to follow the scriptures, they get animal bodies according to their desires. So when they stay, when they take birth as an animal, they stay in animal's body for a long time. Okay, so like that, Krishna is explaining they are perpetually cast into various demonic wombs in the ocean of material existence. Okay, and this kind of people can never approach me. There will never be a chance for them. So gradually they sink down to the most abominable type of existence and they glide down to hell. Okay, so these kind of people, this demonic species of people, right? They're always full of lust, always violent, always hateful, and always unclean. So if you can see, it's been described that being clean is very important. That's why generally in Vedic system, or even, generally speaking Hinduism, we always have this phrase, cleanliness is next to godliness. So we place so much of importance on cleanliness. Okay. So what are these examples? So you see here, this picture here, hunter. Why they are like this? Because in their ordinary human life, they were so much into meat eating, slaughtering, eating animals, So according to their desire, they are born as hunter in some jungle or forest. And can you imagine what are the chances for them to have devotees association when they are in that body? So it's very difficult for them to go upward. They will only going to go downward to the animal life. All right. So until and unless there is miracle, it's very difficult to bring them up. So we don't want to waste our human life, because we have to be careful. Even though we are human, we have demonic qualities, and we don't want the qualities drag us down to the mode of passion and ignorance. So that is the importance of this knowledge. Okay, because such person, they can never approach Krishna. So what is the most abominable thing is going to animal form. That is the most abominable. Why? I mean, animals are not sinful, but it's most abominable because you cannot rescue yourself. There is not a chance for us to do that, especially if you're born in forest. Okay, so don't worry. The fact that you all are here, we will not go to that extent, but this is the knowledge. Okay, we can share with others. All right, text 21. Can be miserable, yes. Sometimes people think, oh, I just want to be a dog, I don't want to be worried. But how comfortable is a dog's life? You can't scratch properly also. Okay, so text 21. There are 3 gates leading to hell: lust, anger, and greed. Okay, when lust is satisfied, what do you get? Do you get anger or greed?
Greed.
Yeah, because you want to have more. Oh, let me just satisfy this one. Let me just one more cake. One more cake. After that, no, just one more cake. Tomorrow, last cake. Next week, last cake. So what will happen? You want to have more cake. So I'm giving a very mild example. So you can intensify that with any very bad examples. Okay, so just one more time, just one more time. But you are feeding it, because you are like burning a fire and you try to put off the fire using petrol. So can the fire be put off at all? No, you have to pour water on it, right? So what we are doing now, we are feeding just one more time, just one more time. So like this, we are feeding and feeding and feeding the fire. So lust satisfied leads to greed. But what if lust is not satisfied? What do you get? What do you get if the lust is not satisfied? Oh, I didn't get what I want. Yeah, anger. Like somebody said earlier, right? Anger is very easy to attack us. Right? So all these demonic qualities, they begin with this lust, anger, and greed. And these are the 3 gates to hell, because it brings you down to do things that you're not supposed to. Right? So every sane man should give this up, for they lead to the degradation of the soul. Right? So the point here is that why we are learning, there is always a point why Krishna is giving these examples and why Krishna is giving this knowledge. Mataji, I'm not bad, so why am I learning this? I know I'm good. I'm not going to have all this. I'm not going to, kill people or do abominable things. But it is important, when we hear these qualities, we will always think how to avoid them. Okay, so you will be able to sense that you are going to succumb to these bad qualities. So this is a vaccine. Okay, so we don't want to put Panadol when we get headache. We want to have vaccine before it comes and attacks us. Of course, that is just a crude example. So it doesn't mean you have vaccine, you're not going to have it. All right, maybe the severity is low, that's it. So it's good, because you will know how to overcome it very fast. Of course, it's better to avoid it altogether. Okay, all right. So, right, we have to think how we can avoid these qualities: lust, anger, and greed. Right, the most dangerous is the lust. This is the most number one enemy. Everything comes from here. Lust is everything that is not exactly an attraction between a woman and a man, or vice versa. Okay, lust is anything that is any desire that is intense, more than required. Okay, it is a desire to enjoy material object in a very intense way. Okay, but that is the beginning of the degradation of soul. Okay, we can be lusty about things, people, money, power. All right, so all these can be lust as well. So lust is like the elder brother. So the byproduct is that anger and greed. Because of this, these 2 brothers will come. Whenever there is a lust, there is always anger and greed. So always remember that. So we are warned here by Krishna that we should give up or carefully avoid these qualities. So how to control? In level 3, we will see, Ashada Priya Mataji would remember, the last week we covered how to control this lust on mind, lust on sense, and lust on intelligence. So there are 3 places where the lust will sit. So in level 3, we will cover this, how are we going to control this? So if you can stay tuned for level 3, we will look at it, all right? Okay, so like I said, lust can be for power, position, beauty, anything. All right. And we always have to remember that we are not the proprietor, that Krishna is the proprietor. So if we have that mentality, then we will not over desire for things. Okay. So in Isopanishad, it is mentioned that everybody has been given a certain portion of wealth, certain things for ourselves. So we have to accept that and not to desire more than what we need. Okay, that's from Isopanishad. All right, so this is about freeing from demonic qualities. How we should give up these 3 demonic qualities. I mean, these 3 elements. 23? What, 10 more minutes? You have to go fast.
Shall I read, Mataji?
Yeah.
He who discards scriptural injunctions and act according to his own whims attain neither perfection, nor happiness, nor the supreme destination.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. So like I mentioned earlier, those who follow scriptural injunctions, they are divine, and those who disobey the scriptures and they do as they feel is demonic. Okay, scriptural injunction versus own whims. Okay, so scriptural injunction is Sastra Vidhim. Okay, Sastra Vidhim. For doing things according to our own will is Kama Karataha, own whims. So we want to be here. All right, so who discuss scriptural injunction and act according to his whims, they do not attain these three things. They will not attain perfection. They will not attain happiness. They will not attain the supreme destination. How will they attain supreme destination? Because they are going down and down and down. They are not going to go up. So that's how they don't achieve the supreme destination. Okay, so they will never get a chance to leave the material world and they cannot enter the spiritual world. So that's what it means. Okay. Results of not following the sastras. They do not attain perfection nor happiness or the supreme destination. So what should we do? What is the result of following the sastras? Somebody?
I'll read, Mataji.
Okay.
One should therefore understand what is duty and what is not duty by the regulations of the scriptures. Knowing such rules and regulations, one should act so that he may gradually be elevated.
Yes, very good. Thank you, Mataji. So we all have duty and we have to understand our duty according to the scriptures. So the scriptures is saying, the scripture said something in the beginning of this class. What was it? What did we read in the introduction slide? What did the scripture say? What are we actually? Our original position, our constitutional position. That we are all
Part and partial of
Spirit soul, is it?
this.
Okay, Lata Mataji, you are there. Can you elaborate that a bit? Expand that a bit?
Rendering service.
That we are all eternally
Servant.
servants of Krishna. All right. So how do we serve Krishna? We don't know. So we fall back to the scriptures, the guideline that is given in the scriptures. So if we follow the rules and regulations of scriptures, then we all can serve Krishna in our capacity and be elevated to higher planets or find our way out of this material planet, material world into the kingdom of God. So the point is nobody can disobey the teachings of scriptures and expect to elevate to higher platform. That will never happen. Okay, Krishna has already given the guideline. He's already given the manual. So he already told us what we should be doing. So we have to and need to follow it. Krishna never say, oh, of course, Krishna gives free will to us. He never say, oh, you must do this. He never say that, because at the end he will tell Arjuna, so Arjuna, have you heard everything attentively? Now it is your choice, whatever you want to do. This is how Krishna will tell Arjuna at the end. It is your choice what you want to do. So a wise person will know how to make the decision. Okay, Krishna gives the ball to you. I already told you this. Now you decide. Right? So that is why Krishna is so kind. He's giving us the knowledge and he's also giving us the free will. So we used to use our intelligence to decide what is best for our soul. Right? Means we should act that we may be gradually be elevated. All right, so this is an interesting fact. In Satya Yuga, the demons and demigods were in different planets. So demons have different planets, the devas have different planets. All right, so they come and fight in each other's planet. Okay, in Treta Yuga, the demons and demigods were in different cities. Ram in Ayodhya, Ravan in Lanka, on the earth planet, but they were in different cities. And then in Dwapara, they come closer. In the same family, you have divine qualities, you have demon qualities. In fact, Krishna was in the family of Duryodhana as well. So you have demonic qualities like Kamsa, Sisupala, Duryodhana, and then you have Krishna in the same family. In Kali Yuga, things are more dangerous. Demon and divine stay in our body, in the same body. So can you go and kill all the demons outside? Then you have to kill everybody. Or you cannot like, I'm going to kill half of you. I'm going to leave the half of you. So that's not possible. So what happens? This is where Krishna came as Mahaprabhu, because before this, Krishna came and killed all the demons. All right. But now he can't do that. He cannot, because the demonic qualities is in the same person. Okay. Okay, I'm going to skip this. This is the story of deliverance of Jagai and Matai. So I'm going to cut this short because I think, have I told this story before, deliverance of Jagai and Matai?
Yes,
Mahaprabhu.
Mataji.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. So I'm just going to breeze through this, all right? So we have Mahaprabhu's appearance day coming in next Friday. So we will have to have a class on Saturday. So please try to make it. All right, I think that's the best option we have, alternative. So what happens here is that Mahaprabhu and Haridas Thakur, they have a duty of going out every day to ask people to chant the holy name. Okay, so one such day they came across this two drunkards. These two drunkards' name is Jagai and Matai. They disturb everybody. They'll be so drunk and they'll be disturbing everybody. And they have, it is mentioned that there is not a single sin that they have not committed. So like this, Nityananda Prabhu is incarnation of Lord
Brahma.
Balaram.
Brahma.
Is the incarnation of Lord Balaram. So Nityananda Prabhu, everybody told Nityananda Prabhu, don't go to these two boys. They are very nasty. You know, they can be very violent towards you. They can harm you. So please don't go. But Nityananda Prabhu is very merciful. He said, these are the kind of people who will actually need the holy name, the power of holy name. So they have a lot of demonic qualities in them. We have to go and purify them. So that is the merciful nature of Lord Nityananda. And he went to speak to them and recommended them to chant the holy name. But what happened was they tried attacking Lord Nityananda, and Haridas, the devotees pulled the Lord and went back. Come, let's go. This is getting dangerous. So again they went. The next day they went, and then these two boys, they asked again, oh, how dare you? You came again. You're not scared of after what happened yesterday? Then what happened? The conversation gotten heated up. Because Lord Nityananda kept begging them to chant the holy name, and these two boys refused to. They took a pot where they drink, right? Last time they had this pot. They threw it on Lord Nityananda's head. The pot broke the head of, hurt Lord Nityananda's head, and it started bleeding. So devotees ran to Mahaprabhu and complained that this has happened. Somebody, this Jagai and Matai is hurting Lord Nityananda. Mahaprabhu got so angry. Okay, so by the time people had reported the incident to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, after that, habis. Yeah. Then Mahaprabhu came, he got so angry because you have attacked his favorite associate. Okay, right? He became so enraged that his eyes burned red as hot coals. And with raging fire, he ran to the scene of the crime and lifted his finger and called out, Chakra, Chakra. And Sudarshan Chakra ominously began to whirl about his finger and to over these two sinful brothers. When Jagai and Madai saw the wrath of Gauranga more deadly than the wrath of Narsingha, they personified, and Sudarshan Chakra brilliant like millions of suns ready to sever their heads, they became very sober and fearful. Now they are so afraid. Oh, this is not Chalang Orang, right? He's got chakra and their life at stake now. All right. So what happened was Nityananda Prabhu immediately fell on Mahaprabhu's feet and say, oh Lord, this time you did not come to kill the demons compared to your incarnations previously, because the world is full of demons. How can possibly you kill all the demons? You cannot possibly vanquish all the demons on the earth, because the demonic qualities in everybody's heart. So we need to kill the demonic qualities. And that is why you are here to spread the holy names, to clean the demonic qualities, not kill the demons or humans. You cannot possibly do that. You came to kill demonic qualities. Okay, so after this conversation took place, and after Lord Nityananda begged Mahaprabhu to forgive these two boys, Mahaprabhu actually softened, okay, calmed down, and he forgave them. All right, so Jaga and Madai repented of their the behavior, all right, and they became great devotee of the Lord. All right, so what happened was because they did so much of sins, right? So they repented, and by the bank of river Ganges, they have this place where they change, right? All the pilgrims will come and change. So they built some bathrooms, they clean up that place, they arranged the slippers of the pilgrims. So they were doing this kind of service because they had a change of heart. So this is the power of holy name does. It changes the heart of demonic qualities. Okay, so this is the pretty interesting part of this, that the Lord is merciful in this way. So he did not come to kill the demons. All right, so remember in Satya Yuga, the demons and demigods were in different planets. In Treta Yuga, they were in different cities. In Dwapara Yuga, they were in the same family. And in Kali Yuga, in the same person. So how to kill or remove the demonic qualities? By chanting the holy name. Okay, so coming soon, Mahaprabhu's appearance day. Okay, so Lord Krishna appeared as Mahaprabhu 500 plus years ago in India to listening to hearing the prayers of Advaita Acharya. Okay, so that's why Mahaprabhu came, and Mahaprabhu came in the mood of Radharani, in the mood of devotee, because Krishna also cannot understand why the devotees love me so much. I want to feel that love. How come they are deriving more pleasure in loving me than me deriving pleasure getting their service? So Krishna was like so puzzled like that. So that's why he came as a devotee, in the devotee mood. So he's very merciful. So let's so it's a fasting until evening. So please try I will keep sharing some readings and articles about Mahaprabhu. So we'll meditate on Mahaprabhu for this week like this. Okay, so 9:05 already. Thank you very much. Any questions? Any questions, Matajis?
No, Mataji.
Okay. About the deities like Nitai, Subhadra, Shyamasundar. Nitai is Nityananda, right? The person in the blue, right? He's the incarnation of Lord Balaram. That's Nityananda. Subhadra is Mother Durga. She is the sister of Lord Krishna. Sham Sundar means Krishna has different many names based on his qualities. So Sham Sundar means Sham is dark blue. Okay, dark rain cloud, that is Sham. Sundar means beautiful. So basically he's dark and beautiful. So that is the meaning. Okay.